Welcome back to This Week in History. Happy birthday, America! You're a grand old 243 years young. Throughout her life, America has had some spectacular highs and some incredibly horrific lows. Just ask any marginalized group. This week we take a look at one brand new nation, a celebration, and one cantankerous founding father. And it all leads up to the question, why do we celebrate America's birthday on the 4th of July? By now, you know America's story, but if you don't, we used to be a British colony. Our sole purpose, to be bluntly honest, was to generate raw materials to send back to the motherland to be turned into products. But over time, the colonies grew, and they developed their own economies and societies. And then good old King George got involved in too many wars. So he had all the citizens in the British Empire pitch in to help out. We didn't take too kindly to that. Local leaders in the north started moving towards rebellion, and before you know it, we had the battles of Lexington and Concord in 1775. Shots heard round the world. Not all the colonies were on board with declaring independence. In June, all of the colonies' elected officials met in Pennsylvania in the Continental Congress. Virginia delegate Richard Henry Lee introduced a bill declaring independence immediately from Great Britain. Rather than vote, the Continental Congress chose to table it, but they also gave 5 delegates the task of formally creating a document to justify breaking up with Britain.
They broke up with Brittany?
Leave Brittany alone! It was written by old TJ, Thomas Jefferson himself, with help from John Adams and Benjamin Franklin, and that document outlined the colonists' dream of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for all. Well, except for women. Certainly not for slaves. It really was only life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for anyone that was rich and white. Anyway, on July 2nd, the Continental Congress voted unanimously to ratify the Declaration of Independence and break free from Britain. John Adams wrote to his wife, Abigail Adams, "My dearest Abigail, July 2nd will be celebrated by succeeding generations as the great anniversary festival." Only it wasn't, because the Continental Congress formally adopted the Declaration of Independence on July 4th. And that's why all Americans celebrate our nation's birth on July 4th. Except one, John Adams. He maintained forever that it was July 2nd. He would get invited to festivals and parties on July 4th, and he declined them every single time. Which makes it all the more ironic that 50 years later, after the Declaration of Independence, John Adams died on July 4th, 1826. Happy birthday, America! Now let's this year try to do a better job of extending life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness to everyone! My dearest viewers, that'll do it for This Week in History. We do hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give us a like and a subscribe, and if not, blimey. See you on next week's This Week in History.